Welcome back to Ordinal Revolution. My name is Shizzy. On this channel, we take a deep dive in everything Ordinals. We have a great show for you guys today. We got a weekly market update. Was kind of where we go through the entire market and take a look at the news, take a look at the prices, take a look at what's going on in Magiceden, what's going on in Unisat. We're also going to take a dive into the testnet. We'll show you guys if there's anything new, or we'll do another liquidity pool and stuff like that. We'll show you guys what's going on with that. And yeah, we just have a really good show for you guys today. So without further ado, let me bring in my partner, as always, Mr. Iagobi. What's up, buddy?
What's up? What's up?
Another
week. Yeah. A week of just kind of bored. You know, I mean, it's weird. It's like a mixture of like waiting. I feel like I'm waiting for BRC20 swap to go live. At the same time, I understand like testnet is very crucial, and that it could take a lot longer than what I'm expecting. And so with that being said, like all these other things are coming out, and it's like, man, do I need to like hurry up and like mint all these things that are coming out? But it's just too much, right? Like, so I feel like I learned some things about myself this week in terms of like, hey, you get FOMO in certain situations, but I'm actually grateful that like I didn't know how to mint some of these things, because it kind of stopped me from trying to jump in like without knowing anything,
Yeah, for sure. And there's a lot of new stuff. I mean, we have there's realms from the Atomicals. There's they have their ARC20s over there. Benny has a whole bunch of stuff going on now with pipe and pipe art and stuff like that. So it's been a lot. Spending my time really slowly getting into that stuff. Again, not really rushing into anything. Kind of waiting for see what Casey's looks like, and then see if anything pivots from there. So I'm not really jumping into these these protocols yet. So same as you probably.
Yeah. I think that was a really good kind of I guess stance to take, right? I'm sitting here kind of like, I mean, like, okay, like I could definitely, easily mint these pipe tokens and stuff like that, but something was kind of holding me back, right? And it's nothing against like Benny and all. I think it's great what he's done, like with the community and stuff they're learning. But like you just said, like what if like, Casey drops runes and the other protocols that have been, trying to launch like Atomicals, pipe tokens, they're just kind of pushed to the side. Then what do you do?
And that will happen because Casey has that push to him that people desire, that wow factor,
influence,
because exactly, that's a better word for influence. So I think people will flock to that, so I'm just waiting patiently, not doing anything stupid, holding on to my Bitcoin. I did pick up some stuff off Magiceden this weekend, if you want to get into that now.
Yeah, what'd you pick up?
So we got some Ordinals, right? So it just dropped. It's a really cool story. So let's I'll show my screen real quickly. So basically this artist came out, and the artist's name was Dimitri, right? Let's make sure I got it right. The artist's name was Dimitri Chernikak, right? Am I saying that right?
Probably, but go ahead.
Yeah, let me just show my screen really quick. Yeah, so Dimitri basically, I think he's over on Tezos chain. So Dimitri has this cool art he's been working on. Basically, some little duck looking things, and he came out and he said that here's 10,000 of these. They're on my site. Take it, put it on any chain you want. Domo comes out, and Domo basically says, this would be really cool if we put this on Bitcoin. And Block sees it. Blockchain Racing. He was on our show once. He saw it and took it to High Up. High Up runs the Ordinal. What is it? The Ordinal waitlist. Or what's it called? That space that he's always running.
Oh, the support desk.
And he brought it in there, and High Up's always in there. If you guys ever need support on anything, he's always in. I mean, it's 24/7. So it's in Spaces and Twitter. And Block went in there and said, "Yo, I'm not technically with this. Can you take a look at it?" Hype did it. He looked at it. He got an indexer going, and he started indexing these things. And then they started, deploying them. And then anyone and everyone were able to really get in there and start minting. The Chinese community got a hold of this and ran that shit all the way to 10,000. I think it minted out in about 12 hours. Hype said that it was like 3,000, and then it went right to 7,000 so quickly. And this was like in the middle of the night last night. So
That's
anyway,
crazy.
I think you brought it to my attention. You said, "Yo, did you mint any of these?" And the Goosenals, and I said,
Geese.
"No, geese, Goosenals, geese, whatever." And I was like, "No, let me take a look at it." I started digging into it a little bit, and that's when I came across Domo's tweet, and then I came across Dimitri, and I was, "Holy crap! Like this is an artist who sold, for huge money. Like this is people type artist, So, I think this is huge. It's monstrous. Not saying the FOMO into this. This is up, I want to say about from mint price to about 0.005, which is about like $10 each.
0.005.
Yeah,
but it's 3 zeros and 5. Yeah,
$12, right, for one.
Yep.
Give or take. So I mean, I'm not saying FOMO into these things, but could these go as high as the frogs? Maybe. Could these go past the frogs? Maybe. Could these do shit and go to zero? Maybe, right? So you just don't know. Let me take you guys over to Magiceden really quickly, and we'll be back over here later. But these are basically the Goosenals, or geese, or Goosenals, right? What do they call them? Goosenals. So they're going for, like I said,
Dimitri
0.0051.
Cherniak. Yeah, Dimitri Cherniak. So he has about 74,000 followers. He has the these geese in his Twitter background image. And so, I mean, this is crazy. Like, man, like, I don't know. There's definitely like legs to this, right? Yeah. And I think we'll kind of have to see how it goes, because he is an artist that has a following, and he gave it his blessing, right? And when Domo basically said it would be cool if these were on Ordinals, and Dimitri actually responded and said, you can just inscribe them or something. He responded with that, and then Domo was like, first is first or something like that, right? And then that's whenever it took off, and then now look at it, right? So it's pretty cool. Like there's different like versions of these geese. You can see like the ones with the crown, they're like kings, and then also you have like the side view. I think that this is going to be very interesting because it's very simple, right? And then it's like these are the type of things that will take off, and people are like, why the hell are these worth this much?
Yep. It's crazy. And I actually went into the help desk, the Ordinal help desk, and Hype was in there, and I was like, dude, you have a successful Ordinal project. Like you do. You helped deploy it. And he was like, no, it's a community thing. I don't want another credit. Like he's just like a good guy, man. And he really put this out. And he's base community. The base community should be very proud to have him in there, because him and Block, because they both put their minds together and really got this done. And this could be something really special.
Yeah. So right now, they're at 0.00035, which is, or 535, which is $14, about $15. So they're still pretty, affordable, right? In my opinion.
Yeah.
But what is affordable, right? Like we don't know, especially in this bear market. But the artist behind it, I think, is the biggest deal. So, so that was one thing that kind of launched this week, and then what else was there?
So there was Kex.
Yeah, right,
is that
there.
What it's called?
Right there, you can see it. Down. No. Oh. You see, keep KEK. Type right there.
This Kex Maxi Biz. Okay.
Yeah. So the same guy, high up. He I think it's supposed to say hype, but I don't know. But anyways, he created this derivative of OMB. But I like how he does his derivatives. Look, like obviously the Ninja Alerts one, I think that pissed off like TO, because it kind of front ran like the actual collection. But I feel like they should have launched that a long time ago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they've been talking about ninja alerts for like months, longer than like the whales launch, right? So or how long the whales took. So I actually think this is dope, man. I like it because it has the Ordinal MaxiBiz, obviously like the kind of like the template, but it's like a kind of like a I don't know, homage or whatever to
like a mutant ape version,
like a Pepe version, like a meme version of
Yeah.
it, right? So I think it's cool, man. I want to get one, but waiting to see if it drops a little bit more. I do think that they're going to come out with like, look, that one has red eyes, and then maybe the blue eyes too. So I don't know how ZK Zark is gonna, or Shark, whatever his name is gonna feel about it, but it's a free blockchain, right? To do what you want.
Yeah, man.
So that's pretty cool.
We want to hop to next.
Here, I'll pull up the Unisat swap here. Bring it in, see if there anything. We haven't taken a look at it in the past couple days or a day or so. So maybe there's something new here that we can all find together. So let's see if they've done anything with the pools. Okay, so my liquidity. Okay, so if I want to add, so the staking and unstake is still not there. There's really not anything new, man. Like, you know, I did mess with like the stable coin here. So if I did like $100 USDT, it's just that the values aren't going to be correct. But yeah, there's not really honestly anything new. So Unisat, I think we're ready to start swapping, man. Let's make it. Let's get it live. Or at least
have they came out and said anything at all? Have they dropped anything whatsoever?
No, they're kind of quiet. Like I jump into their Discord and basically they're saying, you know, they're still testing. But yeah, I mean, at least like enable the staking mechanism so we can mess with that. But I don't know, man. Like, so everybody, like I'm in the BRC20 swap channel right now and everybody's like, when mainnet?
Yeah. Well, I see something here from October 2nd, which was 2 days ago. Our API service encountered a brief disruption, resulting in a temporary unavailability of the Unisat wallet. Okay, this had nothing to do with the testnet swap.
No. That was whenever the wallet was down for like half a day. So, but you know, when we were talking to Albert, by the way, there's going to be a episode with BTC Startup Labs that's going to drop tomorrow. So you guys keep an eye out on that if you're builders, especially, and you're interested in a pre-accelerator course environment, then make sure you watch that. But I remember, you know, a little sneak peek or teaser when we were talking to Albert. He was talking about like the Volcom, you know, like kind of like that thing that draws, like the market draws from their need or pain point to draw you in to build something. That's exactly what the BRC20 swap is, right? If you think about it, because like who was like beating the drum about like, you know, we need a swap, everybody, especially us on the show, right? And it was such a pain point that like it made it wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't make sense not to build it, right? You know what I mean? And so that's why I think like no matter what, if they launch this swap, it's going to be successful unless like obviously it's like super clunky and doesn't work well. But if it works with any decent speed and you know, smooth, then it's going to be a success. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I think when it launches, it's going to be like mass people just jumping in and trying to use it, and it's going to be insane. It's going to be the liquidity is going to be crazy. There's going to be so much of it to where people are going to probably not, the rewards probably aren't going to be that high. But then you never know. I mean, people using it, they might have to like put the rewards up higher or whatever. So I mean, I'm curious to see what they're going to do. I'm curious to see. You know, it's hard to say, man. It's just like one of those things is it's never happened before. There's never been a swap on Bitcoin, and you know, who knows? And you were right though. You said a few weeks ago when we first started looking at this, like we need a stable coin over here. Could you imagine if we get a stable coin and then you got people just coming over here and just swapping for, you know, and actually really trading Bitcoin for stablecoin back to Bitcoin, and really like doing that type of stuff, and it could get pretty crazy. So it's just fun to it's fun to think about. It's fun to it'll be fun when it happens, and I have no expectations either way. I'm just excited for it.
Yeah, I think that if the swap works well, And people start catching wind that like, well, first of all, I already know that like there's gonna be a ton of people from Asia swapping, like a lot, like you know how they
Yeah.
are, right? So like that's gonna happen. I think that could build up this momentum. I think the biggest thing that other chain users are gonna have to understand is how easy it is to bridge or send Bitcoin over
Yeah.
to one of these wallets.
Yep.
Super easy. Like you can use Coinbase, you can use crypto.com, you can use any centralized exchange to send it over, right? I'm not advocating for that, but that's how I do it. But
Yeah.
you know, so I think that's what everybody's waiting for that's not here right now is like, well, when's there's a swap? I don't want to trade on this like NFT style trading.
Yeah. It's hard to trade right now. Like if you're a trader, I mean it's you have to find a buyer for every single trade. There, you know what I mean? So if there's no buyer, then you're just sitting there waiting. And no one likes to wait. And especially, it takes 10 minutes for a block to clear. So potentially it takes, 10 minutes for your inscription to show up or your inscription to be sold. So it's a lot. But this new swap, it's seconds, like we showed many a times. And so swapping in and out is going to be 10, 15, 20 minutes, but inside it's going to be so quick. It's going to be so much fun. I can't wait.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So, what's your plan right now? Like if I were to give you, I don't know, like let's say that you had like a certain amount of money that was pretty substantial. Let's say
Yeah.
50 grand. What would you do with it in terms of the ordinal space or Bitcoin ecosystem? How would you handle what? How would you play out the next couple months?
Um, Honestly, I would probably be really relaxed with it. Like I would slowly dollar cost average. I would go after bitmaps. I would go after sats. I would go after some of these ordinals that I think that are going to have staying power. I might get a sub like one or two sub 10Ks or something of that nature. I mean, 50K is a lot to play with, So,
Yeah.
but I would go really, really slow. I would sweep the floor on bitmap, a few times a day, 9, and sweep again 9, and then sweep the floor on some of these ordinals. Maybe get like a frog every now and then, maybe every couple, like maybe once a week, get a frog. But I would play it really slow, really smart, because Bitcoin's going to go up first, right? We all know Bitcoin's going to go up first before everything else does. But then once it hits a point, a lot of people are going to be sitting on a lot of profits, and that profit's going to be pouring in the ordinals and BRC20s and these swaps. So that's how I'm playing it. I'm playing it. Ordinals are going to pop after the halving, and I'm kind of want to like dollar cost average until then.
Yeah. It's pretty smart, I think. I would probably take that same approach.
Yeah.
I would like so when you brought up, the ordinals with staying power, I think for me, there's a couple that have like I feel like slam dunk conviction is what I like to say or call them, right? To me, that is like OMB.
Yeah.
I'd probably get one because that's probably like going over one with even with 50 grand is like that puts a dent into that, right?
Yeah.
I would probably get like a gang of frogs. So,
Yep.
like 10, 15 around there
Yeah.
and limit it at that point. Um, and then some of the staple tokens, like you said,
Yeah.
Sats, Ordi, and then just let the rest in Bitcoin sit,
Yeah.
appreciate. Because the one thing, like I would definitely want to build up the ordinal portfolio to like where I could look at it and say, damn, like I feel pretty confident about that ordinal
Yeah.
portfolio. But enough Bitcoin to where if Bitcoin, or when Bitcoin shoots up, like you have to time it perfect to be able to hit that profit, then get some of these cheap ordinals real quick before it trickles down. Because
Yep.
now you have to realize, and I think the audience needs to realize this, and this is not financial advice at all. This is just my perception of how the water flow, if you will play out in the future.
Yeah.
It was always Bitcoin first, and then Ethereum. It would trickle
Yep.
to the right, Ethereum, and then down to DeFi.
Yep.
It's going to now go from Bitcoin down to ordinals and Bitcoin ecosystem, back up to Ethereum, and then trickle down to DeFi. In my
Yeah.
opinion, for this next roundup.
See, I'm looking at it through the eyes of being over here and over here only, and I think the trickle down moment will go to Ordi or those bigger names. So I think it starts with Bitcoin, and then if we kind of ignore the AWS chains, and really kind of stay into here, I think we kind of see Ordi and Bitcoin kind of go together. And to your point of why Ordi is probably the number one BRC20 going forward, but then I think that trickles down to Sats, and then that trickles down to complete shit after that. You're gonna see complete shit, fucking flying, right?
But then, yeah, I agree with you.
And then recycling back into Bitcoin, and then Ordi, Sats, and then complete shit again, right? That's kind of the cycle which normally happens.
So I think you have, like, for me, like, I truly believe this when I say it. You have, like, I do think Track is like one of those, like we said kind of before, one of those tokens that like establishes itself as known as like the infrastructure token, right? Like, Benny's doing so much in terms of like, okay, he's already has his BRC20. He created his tap protocol. He's created the pipe outside of Ordinals. And like, I feel like a lot of those, like the chain links, were probably trying to figure out how they were going to integrate, like, being an Oracle, or at first they probably weren't like, oh, we're an Oracle right away. They're probably like, okay, about the infrastructure and all these things. Right. And so, I feel like there's not a ton of those. I think honestly, the only tokens that are BRC20 like that is Track. Like, what other one is like that? Can you name one?
No. I mean,
VMPX a little bit.
Well, VMPX, it's a bridge. So I guess you can say that's infrastructure.
A little bit.
Yeah, stuff like that. But like if you remember at all, Chainlink always moved differently than Bitcoin.
Oh yeah, it did.
Like, so it wasn't to the extent of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Polkadot, Cardano, and then Doge. You know what I mean? It wasn't to like that extension. It kind of like did its own thing. It would just
Chainlink
go up. Yeah, just go up slowly. It went from like 7 to 10 to 12.
Yeah, but
15,
do you
18.
feel like
never
that
really had the big dips?
But did that have to do with probably some like investor? I don't want to say manipulation, but like possible. I'm talking about, like, I don't know if they're VC backed, but I'm pretty sure they have some sort of like heavy investing in the back end, right? And so, you're right though. Like people would always complain about Chainlink not even following Ethereum.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of times, like, it would do its own thing. It had its own, like, a mind of its own, while these other major tokens would follow the blue chips. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And so, I don't know if Track does that. It could. Who knows? But
the reason I think that, I just think people DCA into those type of tokens without thinking Moon, without thinking I'm going to sell this. Every week I'm just going to put a little bit of money into Chainlink? Let's just say I think that's what they're. I didn't think I don't think people saw that as a trade. I think they see Chainlink and Track as investments. You're investing into ecosystem rather than just going for a trade,
Yeah. Well, I mean, first of all, like, everybody has their like big run up, right? So Chainlink definitely had their big run up, but I think after they had their big run
that
up,
happened in a bear market.
Yeah. I don't know. I got to look back, but
2019.
Okay. So, but I remember a lot of people getting frustrated as hell with Chainlink too, though. There was people that got frustrated with it because it wouldn't move with like Ethereum and stuff. They were just like, oh yes, now like all the Chainlink I invested in is going to go up. No. Another one like that is VeChain. VeChain also did that, like, to where it kind of had a mind of its own and really wouldn't do too much, man. And then all of a sudden, like, it would do something. But like, so, we're talking about all these like EVM style chains or tokens and protocols because like that's what like Track is going to make its way into that, in my opinion, right? It's going to it's actually like touched everywhere in terms of like the technology of Ordinals. It's touched everywhere, like bitmap, indexing, BRC20 indexing, tap protocol indexing. It's going to move to ZK rollup. You know what I mean? And eventually what it will do is it will find its like home into like something huge, in my opinion. But I definitely think that Track has its big run up too. Because remember too, like Chainlink has a large supply, I believe, like much larger than 21 million.
Well, Track is like the only token that I'm not thinking about selling at the end of this bull market, Track is one of those really long-term holds for me. And whatever I buy a Track, I'm not selling going forward. I did sell some when it went from 11 to 70 cents, and I sold in between there a few times. But now I'm kind of sitting on a nice bag of it, and I want that bag to grow. And with it being the governance token for the TAP protocol, and Benny was on Jake's show today and said that he's still working on the bridge for BRC20, which is going to be Track into the TAP system. So he's going to have Track on the TAP protocol as well. So you're going to be able to trade that over there and over there. So it's going to have, again, it's going to be more utility for this token. And if it's a governance token, normally you can stake that for rights to vote. And now you're locking up a token with no inflation. So it's going to be this time it's going to be different over here. I hate saying that, but the inflation isn't here with these tokens.
Oh yeah, and dude, a ton of like the major tokens are 21 million supply because of the way BRC20 was set up. I love that. You have like your anomalies like Sats, which obviously is like the largest supply ever, but still it's based on Bitcoin. One thing I want to say is that, man, I'm very happy for Benny. Like, I think he's in a good spot. I think he's earned finally the recognition that he's getting. Like, you see T.O. and Trevor and Jake and Leonidas starting to mention his name now. They didn't do that before. You know what I mean? And Benny deserves it, man. He deserves it. I know a lot of people probably are like, he's launching all these protocols and tokens and all that stuff. He's doing it for the space, though. It's not like we're in one space, like on one chain where there's not new technology, and he's launching like 6-7 tokens that do the same shit. You know what I mean? Or same stuff. I don't want to get in trouble by YouTube. But so super, super happy for him. And I know he's going to be successful. And I have this feeling like it's been a long time coming for him, right? And so once I hope to be able to, that we can cross paths with him, maybe at a convention or something, and just congratulate him once he gets to that point, because I feel like he's definitely headed there.
One last thing on this before we jump to something else. He again today said that he's doing a buyback program. So he said once he gets investors, because he's open to VCs, but he's only open to selling equity. He's not open to anything else. And I thought that was really awesome. He actually said it, and I actually wrote it down. I think it would actually be really cool to say it because it came from his mouth today. And he said that he wants it to be safe and no voting. So the equity holders will have no vote in this. The only people who will have vote are the people staking the Track token. So I thought that was really, really awesome and significant to that they're only going to have stake in the company, like in the company Track itself, which sells its cloud of indexers to these other who want to adopt their API. So
and remember, Track has 21 million supply, and this isn't 2009. Whenever in the way Bitcoin works too is it's mined, so the supply, this is fully circulated to 21 million, right?
Zero inflation.
So that jump can happen very quickly in a bull market, So just something to think about.
Especially when you're able to swap it on Unisat. Is that a token that's on there? Do you see Track at all on the testnet?
Actually, let me. No. That's kind of weird.
I noticed we haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, let me. Yeah, it's not on there. I see VMPX, BTCS, OXBT, Rune, Song.
Wow. They better not shoot many like that.
I don't think they will. I don't think they can't, man. Like, you know how pissed off the Ordinal community would be? Yeah. Especially now that like he's getting, recognized by like larger entities and bigger influencer accounts that look, we're still not at the like shitfluencer or whatever stage. Yeah. So the large influencer accounts here, they're still, respectable in my opinion. Like everybody, respects Trevor's knowledge and Leonidas's knowledge and BitGod's experience and knowledge too, and all this stuff. But like it will come, believe me. Like there's going to be a point next year because these people are really good at running their accounts up, whether that be fake and stuff like that. But just be aware, like Shizzy always says, look to your left, look to your right. Remember who's in those spaces and who's co-hosting those spaces for the Ordinal Revolution to happen.
Oh yeah. All right, what we got next?
I think that's pretty much it for news. I think what we can do is jump into the updates if you're good with that.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. There it is. All right. We're going to be talking about BRC20s, which probably will be a little boring because the movement is kind of slow right now in the space. People are focused on ordinal inscriptions more. So let's check it out, though. Oh, my God. Is this true? We have a new number 1 for 24-hour volume. Yeah. Ordi has dethroned stats and has taken back its rightful place at number 1.
Guess who's back? Back again. Ordi's back.
Up 50%, sitting at $3.68. Sats is up 1.4%, sitting at
it's not bad,
0.0000297. So yeah, not too bad. It's $830 for 100 billion. Track is down 16.25%. So that's because it's been kind of rocking the past, like, I would say week. Sitting at 30 cents, 37. Oh, wow. That's higher than I thought. Wow.
Yeah, a lot higher.
I need to give me some track before it goes up too high. HSAC, our favorite HSAC, is sitting at 45 sats at 0% movement. Hasn't moved. BTCS.
What token was that? What token was that?
Which one? This one?
The previous one.
HSAC.
Oh, okay.
So BTCS, I'm very interested to see how this one does, man. Like their Chinese community is very, very strong. They're up 3.46%, sitting at 7 cents. Texo is up 1.19%. Oshi is up 7.18%, sitting at $234.
Wow.
OXBT took a dump at down 17.02%, sitting at 39 sats. Wow, that's pretty low. Council CNCL is up 2.92%, sitting at $68.
Wow.
Pizza is up 35.45%. We is up 26.67%, sitting at 190 sats, sitting at 5 cents. We's another one I'm interested to see how it does. Dozy is down 7.87%. OBTC is down 4.52%. Meme, this guy, have you noticed that he's kind of popping back into the community a little bit? The meme picks up. Yeah, so I guess he's feeling like something's going to happen. It's up 11.82%. Rune is up 15.59%. Nulls is down 7.69%. VMPX is even, sitting at 185 sats. Goodness gracious. Sitting at 5 cents. Okay. So definitely down. We'll have to see what's going on.
Well, the whole Zen, real quick, the whole Zen stuff is down. Everything Zen's at an all-time low right now at 0.000033. It's really getting its ass kicked, and Jack Levin is just working on this thing right now called
Zen Blocks.
Yeah, Zen Blocks. And he's really working on that right now. And the 3-3 auction was supposed to happen on Zen's birthday. Now it's not happening. So the Zen community is really pissed off right now. And
I mean, I ain't gonna lie, man. Like I can feel it. Like I can feel why they feel this way. But like, I feel like Jack seems like one of those guys that like has to always keep moving. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like he can't stay still, which is, that's fine. Like people that like need to always do something. They have to keep moving. It's like they need to innovate, they need to build. But at the same time, man, it's like you do these things that sound so great and then like they're not completed, and then you start something new and it like I can see why that community, like for me, like I hold VMPX, so like maybe like I'm a little bit bag biased. I don't have a huge bag, but like I it's just kind of like what happened with the bridge, like what's going on with the staking, and like but then people are asking about other projects, so I don't know. What do you think?
He's working on X1, right, which is supposed to be his basically his Phantom fork. It's going to be like amazing. And now he's trying to get the Zen blocks going so he can kind of put the Zen blocks into the X1. So you're going to technically make Phantom, his version of Phantom, into a proof of work chain, which sounds nuts, but it's something. It's that's his prize right now, and he set Zen up to be 4 years inflationary, 4 years deflationary, and honestly, this isn't the market to be dropping anything. It's the market to be building. So he might as well put his hands in 15 different things and just wait until it's time, So
yeah, I mean, I don't know, like putting it into 15 different things and then not finishing it is like, I could understand like if he finished one thing and he's like, okay, now we're on chill, we're on idle, and then he goes to finish the next thing and now we're on chill, we're on idle.
But
like,
they might be done though.
With
and
what?
he's just not putting them out. Like the
True.
233 auction might be done, sitting and waiting to be put out, and he's like, you know what? This isn't the market for it. There's no liquidity. Interest rates are at all-time high. There's no one borrowing using DeFi. DeFi's at an all-time low.
Is that irresponsible though to set like expectations for a community that those 333 auctions were going to be at a certain date range? And it's not just that; it's like the bridge. Also, there was expectations in September, and then the July party. Like, you know what I mean? What was that
Moon
for
party.
the July?
Yep, didn't happen.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like, I get waiting to launch for whenever it's more bullish, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know.
I agree. All right, let's hop back.
Yeah. And then so ETH, which is a part of ETHscription, which by the way, they just launched their this is not on the ETH platform, but they launched the dumb swap. Did you hear about that?
No, I didn't hear about this. What is this?
Dumb contracts. Basically, you're swapping tokens that are inscribed. So they're ahead of us. Anyways, Grum is even.
Grumpy Cat.
Yep, Grumpy Cat. They're down big time. Well, they actually had a large supply, so it probably looks not that bad. So Blue, I'm shocked. I don't know what that is, but that's down about 50%. MXRC, your boy Good, the token's down 2.9. SBTC even, BRI Plus is even, and that is the BRC20 market update.
There you go. And yeah, I'll take that over. Jump over here. We'll jump into the screen. All right. We are here. Did you see this auction feed? It's something new that they're doing.
It's like art auctions. Yeah, I did hear about that.
So basically, I'll read it real quick. Auction feed by far. Auctioning October 5th, feed by far feed is an on-chain generative artwork part of an exploration that focuses on transforming representations of found on-chain 3D models into an abstract forms through the application of sharders. I have no idea what any of that means. So is it basically their version of Prince? I
think, except for it's on auction.
Okay.
And it says generative art, so we got to kind of wait and see.
But you can deposit?
I guess maybe it's like making sure that like you have funds available. I'm not sure. If you click on it, you can see it's generative, so you can mess with it with your mouse, and I don't know. I guess like whenever so you deposit what your bid is going to be. And then someone can, outbid you, but they have to deposit. So, because like if someone bids and then they don't pay, then the artist is screwed, right? So that's what I'm thinking.
Sounds good. All right, we'll jump to I like to do the 7-day. So we got Ordinal Maxibiz sitting at 0.209. This is really low for Ordinal Maxibiz, man. Really getting its ass kicked right here. This could pop up pretty easy right back to where it's been sitting around 2.4, 2.5. We have 12-fold sitting at 0.99. This is the first time in the top 2. Bitmaps, again, really getting its ass kicked too, sitting at 0.00020. This was at 0.0028. So it's down about almost 50%, 40%. Ordinal Punk sitting at 3.15. The Frogs sitting at 0.0215. Seize Control sitting at 0.13. This has been sitting around here pretty well. BTC DGOT sitting at 0.35. There it is right there. The Goosenal sitting at 0.005. I feel like this will be in the top 12 going forward every single update. So we will see if I am wrong. Keck, dude, the base community, man. Yeah, 2 in the top 12. Like, it's insane. Sitting at 0.006. Bit Apes by the board 8 Yacht Cup members sitting at 0.0052. 509 Boys, a new project from the Bitcoin machines, sitting at 0.003. All the 509 Boys got dropped a chicken this week. Did you see that? They dropped them all. Yeah, if you hold a 509 boy, check your wallet. You might have gotten a chicken. So
wow. That's pretty cool.
Uncommon Patterns from Nullish sitting at 0.47. And that is your market. I did want to check out the rare sats. Go to comment. I actually like the other site. What was the other one? Magiced, right? We're actually having Magiced on this weekend. Yeah, so the video will probably be out on Sunday. But okay, here we go. If you wanted an epic, you're paying a lot of money for that. You can't even get an epic.
There's 3. How many rares are there? Click on it. 402.
5 Bitcoin.
Go! Oh my God! Imagine owning an epic sat, bro.
No. I'm really liking this sat stuff, man. Where's the uncommons? I own one uncommon now, sitting at 0.55, a little down from where I bought it last week at 0.006.
Man, I like that dashboard, man. Like, it seems like really easy to use.
Yeah, yep. This is where I bought mine, Magiced. I tried buying on the other one. Was that settings, but it's a little bit harder to use. I might just be an idiot, but that's just my opinion. And we have which ones? Pizza palindromes get kind of wild, sitting at 0.0045. Yeah, not really much changed over here. These guys all seem to be sitting nicely. Did you want to look at any more of these? The black rares?
How many are there?
3.
Scroll up to the top.
Oh, 3.
There's 402, so it's the same amount of rares. So I wonder, can you hover and see what it means? So number of special sentiments core, like there should be like we go to categories. Okay, so
number of special sats from categories increasing.
The last Satoshi created in the Coinbase of the last block before a halving event.
Gotcha.
Okay. So there's a first and then there's a last. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
So that's what epic is. Or rare.
All right. So yeah, that's your market update. If there's anything we're not covering and you guys want any update, please leave in the comments and we'll make sure we get to it on our weekend update. This cup coming Saturday. Just remember, every Wednesday we get your weekly update, and every Saturday we get your weekend update because there's always a lot of news and we want to give you guys the freshest stuff. And throughout the week we give you guys interviews and team discussions that we have with founders and team members. We'll usually have one out every single day. We're definitely going to start digging in to see if we can get some more because we're getting to a lot of people and there's a lot more people left though, so we have to start reaching out again. Should be fun. But appreciate you guys watching, listening. Remember, we're on Apple, we're on Spotify. If you can't watch, you can definitely listen. We appreciate you guys. We appreciate all the follows, all the likes. I mean, we're up to 755 subs now. We're up almost 100% in the last I want to say the last 2 months. So we really appreciate you guys and just want to keep doing this and keep growing.
Yeah, exactly. Appreciate the support. And just remember, when it's slow, just the people that build in the bear, they're the ones who reap all the rewards. So not financial advice, but we're all here together.
Yeah, if you're still here, you should pat yourself on the back because this upcoming bull run is going to be very, very nice to you, and you deserve it because this is painful, guys. This
painful.
I don't know if it's more painful of just everything always going down or painful of just being so boring. But yeah,
it's never boring with us. But
no, not with us. But when you look at the prices every few hours, like my degenerate ass, then you're just like, come on, do something. But yeah. All right, guys.
Peace.